All right, I'm Justin Harris from TreponaNutrition.com and MuscleMentor.net.
I'm Kevin Cree, national NPC competitor, super heavyweight.
And Kevin's 12 weeks out of the Nationals right now. We just did a back workout with a little bit of biceps here at Strength Beyond in Kalamazoo. Kevin, tell me a little bit about your training history, competition history, and goals for the coming show.
I started competing at 19. I did my first teen show, and that was Ironman in Chicago. And then after that, I took a year off because I had tore my labrum, so I had surgery on that. I came back after. I did a few local shows. Then I started doing juniors. I did that twice. Then I did North Americans in 2013. After that, I took 3 years off, and the last show I did was Miami Nationals last year, and I placed 7th there, and I'm planning on doing that again, but not placing 7th.
What's your current height weight?
Currently, I'm 280, and I'm 5'11".
Well, you guys want to alternate and take us through the workout today, what you did and what you liked about those?
All right, well, I'm a little drained today. It seems like every time I film with you, it's coming off of some crazy thing. I was out in Texas training with Steve Kuklo and Brad Hall and Steve's workout partners out there. Actually got in about 1 a.m. last night and was back up for work this morning and here today. So, but we trained back. We started out with, I always do like a set or two of pull downs. Just to kind of get blood going. I do pull-ups usually as my first movement now, but I'm too fat to just jump into pull-ups. So set or two of pull downs, and then 3 sets of 10 on pull-ups, and that's kind of, then I'm ready to get going. And wanted to do heavy Pendlay rows, which are I'll call them Pendlay rows, but I'm sure someone on YouTube is going to watch this video and say that my back wasn't quite angled. Pendlay rows require a 43.5 degree lumbar to hip ratio angle, and I was at 43.25, and so they technically weren't. That's my big thing is, as a bodybuilder, you're doing a movement to work a muscle. You're not training a movement, you're training a muscle. And so whatever they're called, it's a bent over row where you pause on the ground and you almost do a deadlift into a row. I plan on going heavy, but we enjoyed ourselves quite a bit as far as food and even a little drink this weekend at Steve's. So I am like post-contest rebound bloated, and my lower back was too tight. So we went up to like 4 plates on that, which I thought was pretty damn heavy, and pissed me off a little bit because Kevin here was throwing it up like nothing, and he let me know an exercise or two after that he usually does just machines and doesn't train heavy. And so it's kind of a little bit of a kick to my ego because he was throwing that up like it was nothing. And then what we do after that?
One more time.
After that, we did the lat pull down one with behind the head, and we did one arm rows on the machine. We went kind of heavy on that. And then after that one, we went to a drop set on the cable row, a drop set of 3, and we ended with pullovers, and then ended the workout with the set of biceps.
Yeah, Kevin said he was insecure about the size of his arms, so we did. Me personally, I'm training back twice a week right now. Back used to be one of my better body parts, and when I came back to the sport, it never kind of responded. So I'm going through a little phase right now where I'm trying to hit it twice a week, and this is technically supposed to be like my lighter width type day. I always do at least one rowing movement, but we did. Didn't we do neutral grip pull downs also?
Yeah, we did.
Neutral grip pull downs. And then we did the hammer strength one arm rows, but the way I like to do them is I don't actually sit down. I stand up and kind of put my opposite arm on the pad. So when I'm rowing, the angle, rather than the angle being perfectly perpendicular to the floor at the end, it kind of pulls back, which I think kind of pulls down as it gives a better lat contraction. I'm not usually a hit the angles kind of guy. I'm more of a just grab some weight and move it around kind of guy. But in certain movements, I do that, and I think the action of the lat is to pull the humerus down and back. And so when you get to this point and pull down, which is where the position you're at on that, I think you get a better lat contraction. And then mostly because Kevin didn't seem to be breathing hard or tired at all, I thought we should at least do some kind of superset. I was hoping to get him a little out of breath. It didn't seem to work, but
It's wasn't pretty bad.
we went to we did seated rows, and we did a triple drop set. We went to the full stack, and then about 2/3 of the stack, and then roughly half of the stack or something like that for
60, 170, 100.
yeah for 10 10 10. We did 3 sets of that. That was pretty good, and then we just kind of finished off with some curls for the girls. Mostly at that point we were just kind of gossiping about the bodybuilding industry, which always tends to happen when Jeff and I get together. So and then we wanted to pose. I guess we'll keep it under wraps because I'd like to get some people out there to see what Kevin's looking like right now, because I think I don't want to say I'm too confident because I have a couple guys doing the nationals, and I feel really good about all of them, but I think Kevin's looking really good, and he's got the kind of physique and genetics that there's no reason he's not a professional bodybuilder. And so I think this is the year, hopefully, that happens for him.
Good deal. What will diet you like for Kevin heading into the show, Justin? Like just basically.
I don't know that I want to say. I'm gonna break some hearts if I tell people what Kevin's diet is. Right now, I'm currently not dieting for a show, and I'm probably 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day less than Kevin is eating. No, Kevin. He's got. Well, that's the thing. That's those genetics. I always talk about the genetics in bodybuilding, and people, I know they're watching this, and when this gets on YouTube, the YouTube comments are going to be, arguing with me and not believing me, but genetics are huge. Genetics are everything in any sport. I could go practice basketball, like my life depended on it. LeBron James could, come out at age 70 and make me look like I never played a game before. I could play golf every day for the rest of my life. I'll probably never be I'll never be Tiger Woods. I can't hit a baseball. I love baseball. I grew up, my whole life was baseball. If there's any chance that not being genetically inclined to a sport but you could still practice hard enough to become really good at the sport, it would be baseball. And I'll never hit a ball 500 feet. And so, one of those aspects of genetics is, the ability, a huge aspect for being a large male professional bodybuilder is the ability to eat and assimilate a large amount of good, clean food. Kevin definitely has the ability to eat and assimilate. I don't know if the appetite's all the way there, but you can force that. But as far as being able to digest a large amount of food, Kevin definitely has it. So I won't say his exact calorie range or macros, but I'll say that at least one day a week he's eating much more food than he wants to, probably. And then on and he.
Tried to get down the last meal.
Yeah, and we really do 3 different days, which I do for most of my clients. He has a really low carbohydrate, low calorie day, but those would be for an off day. And he's training 7 days a week right now, and so but that day is really designed to basically cut out the calories he would burn from training. So it's really the same net calories as a medium carb day, which is how many carbs are you at on your medium carb day?
Medium is at 300.
Yeah, 300 grams of carbs. And you get added fat in some meals too.
Good amount of fat.
So yeah, so it's not protein and veggies like a lot of guys will unfortunately be doing at this point to get in shape. Kevin's got the kind of metabolism which is good because he's coming down, he's holding size, he's getting leaner. We're still pushing the food, and so once we put the hammer down, and he's been there. He's been top 10. It's for Kevin. It's not a matter of doing anything crazy or adding 20 pounds of conscious weight or changing his body or anything. It's a matter of nailing it on contest day, and so we'll do that here in 12 weeks, and I think he'll be a big name in the future.
Good deal.
I'd like to thank Rule 1 Proteins, who sponsor me. I would like to thank No Bad Reps, which is a clothing company I'm sponsored by. I would like to thank my girlfriend Brittany and my parents. They've been a lot of help.
I want to thank Jeff for coming out here. Jeff's, he's been very, very good to the Michigan bodybuilders, and I think we have a relatively large body presence in the bodybuilding world, which I don't think we necessarily would have if we didn't have someone like Jeff nearby. We have a lot of good bodybuilders, but we're tucked up here in the middle of the armpit of America, and so we don't naturally have the exposure that the guys on the East Coast or West Coast do, and so it's great that Jeff comes around and gets us the exposure, so guys like Kevin can come into the nationals, not be hopefully with some hype and with some expectation of people knowing his name, which is really, really important.